For this creative experience, you are going to design your own epic superhero. We will start by reviewing the trends, ideas, and elements of superheroes, and then use additional resources to design your own. Think logos, costumes, special equipment, or more. The materials you'll need will depend on the choice of what you want to make or build, and our participate page is at tinyurl.com/epic superhero. Our plan starts with a superhero introduction, then we'll look at the other resources, choose your own demonstration videos, and then you start designing. To introduce our creative challenge, we are going to take a look at some of the ideas and concepts behind superheroes. You can think of superheroes in two categories: fictional or real. Fictional superheroes are often recognizable. They come from movies, TV, comics, or books. And real superheroes are from rescue, medical service, community workers, people who have essential jobs that keep the world running. And these can also be famous figures in history. We may not necessarily call them superheroes, but some people do regard them as being super heroic. You can also think about these two categories in the way that fictional superheroes are often saving the blank from certain doom. It could be the city, the world, a planet. The doom could be a villain or another character, but it's often tied to a complete story. And with real figures and real people, they are often changing the blank for the better. It's unrealistic to assume that one human is capable of saving the entire world, but we all have the ability to influence how well things go. And some people really tap into that ability and uh, exemplify a way to change the environment or change the community or even influence the country for the better. So you have to think for yourself on what makes a hero. What are some of the heroic qualities that you think matter? And you can take a moment right now to pause and write down some of these qualities, or you can go ahead and read the dictionary definition of hero and heroine. The main difference between these two is describing the gender of the figure, but some people use hero to describe both. What came to my mind first when considering the heroic qualities was courage, determination, and powers. But I put a question mark as I wrote it down because I don't know what powers I'm interested in. But I do want a hero to think of others first over themselves and be a role model to the people that they are providing and helping for. What were some of the things that you chose? Superheroes often have logos or icons. I'm sure without any help, many of you are able to tell me who these logos belong to. And when we look at the characters on the right, they have iconic features, even though they are very simple drawings. You look at that first red one, who is it? Yeah, it's Spider-Man, because it has the iconic web and that dark, rich red color. It also has the eye shape around. Which character is green and shows a grumpy, angry face? The Incredible Hulk. Who wears a black, pointy mask? Batman. Who has a full head covering helmet that's red and gold? All of those are considered iconic elements of a superhero, but then you also have logos on the left that are just a single picture that depicts them. Their logos are often on their outfits or on some of their stuff. And real superheroes, or real people, also have logos or icons. When we think about the community service workers, there's often a badge or some type of logo to identify who they are and what their role is. There's also sometimes specific outfits. Like the reason that firefighters have these heavy jackets and pants is because the material helps protect them from the heat and dangers of a fire when they are running into buildings and helping save people. Doctors often have medical gear with them, and that can be an identifier or as a iconic element. You have construction workers and roadside workers that are wearing vests to help make them see, or I'm sorry, to help make other people able to see them clearly so that they can stay safe while they're helping fix the infrastructure that allows the community to get around everywhere. So you can have a logo or a icon as part of your design, but you have to pick a direction. Are you going to go to the fictional side or the realistic side? Because you could also redesign your epic superhero around a real life person or a real life service that can be helpful. Are you going to go in the silly or the serious way? Is your person going to have fantasy powers or human strength? For instance, the Captain Underpants here is a silly, fictional character with fantasy powers. And that's what Dave Pilkey was after with when he published this 20 years ago. He wanted a silly, fictional fantasy power that was in the minds of two fourth graders. You then need to also think, what do you want to make, to actually make, to show this design of your person? You don't have to make a drawing of the person. You could just focus on doing the logo. You could build a mask out of cardboard or other materials. You could draw or make a cape, a cloak. You could create the suit. You could focus on a badge. You could think about special gear that that superhero needs. And you could think about how do they get around. If they can't fly or they don't have super speed, they probably have some type of special vehicle. Do they have a secret identity? All of these are choices on what you could make to show the design of your person. You're not limited or expected to create any of these if you come up with something different. You may also choose to just write a story about this character. The demonstration videos that are in the Participate will give you other ways of thinking how you might make some of these things. I am going to have a demonstration video on digital drawing with AutoDraw and Sketchpad to build characters. That would be using a computer. Then there's going to be a demonstration on hand drawing, the shape, people, and poses, how to think about your person in action if you were to have designed a whole suit. You could also, I'm going to share with you some examples from a How to Draw Superheroes book and how to access some of the comic materials in the PDF. Now that we've finished the demonstration to introduce superheroes, I want to share with you our Participate page located at tinyurl.com/epicsuperhero. And this is where you'll find all of the resources for our Choose Your Own Adventure on how you want to design and make your superhero. So we have our one-page plan. This has a few of the links in it, but also has a chance to get to the tiny URL. And some people start with this one-page plan to arrive here. You then have some support videos from, here's John Spencer's prompt on inventing your own superhero. And while it's a short video, he helps you get into the theme of what to think about as you're picking out
Remember
superheroes.
when you were little?
And also what superheroes mean to us throughout our childhoods. Then we have a video from Stan Lee, who is most famously known for his work with Marvel, but he passed away in 2018, and he is known as one of the masters of the comic book world. He was a writer and a editor, a producer. He created a lot of the characters in the Marvel industry that you are probably familiar with. And it's nice to get the perspective from a master on how to create a story or what is important in considering a superhero design. So this video is a
First of
TED
all,
Talk
I really want to
that
thank
he
you
is
for letting
sharing,
me speak.
and
It's
he's mostly
a new
discussing the
Indian
creation of
superhero
chakra.
named Chakra the Invincible who lives in Mumbai.
The video is about 8 minutes long, but I honestly think it's worth seeing. And to help you along with your own design, you don't have to print this off. If you'd like to, you can, or you can just write the answer to some of these questions. This is to help prompt you in thinking about what is important to you and your hero within your design. So we have questions like, what powers does your superhero have? Does your superhero have any weaknesses? What is your superhero's color palette? Many superheroes that have iconic elements to them, color is a big one. We don't consider green and purple for a character like Spider-Man. We have iconic colors that are part of a color palette for different heroes. We also have resources if you plan on how to on drawing this. So this one is a 5-page resource with different facial features like the mouth, and these are mostly in a cartoon style. Some of these have anime style to the eyes. But there are different variations for how you might draw a head, especially in the positioning of a head, and hairstyles with also body poses. You have a choose your own demonstration video. This shows you that there are easy, medium, and hard choices. If you are a younger student or you want to start off in an easy direction, you have a digital option of painting online with JS Paint, and it's very easy to use. Or you can draw and create things by hand. Both of these videos are for any age. If you feel comfortable with a computer or you want to try a little bit more with digital art making, you can go into AutoDraw or start thinking about making a whole story, a comic page, building part of your design with recycled materials. Maybe you're going to actually build a shield. Then you can look at the hard idea. If you're trying to really design a whole collection of elements and icons for your hero. The video in this one is a more difficult program, although it is a powerful program, and that's part of what makes it difficult. Sketchpad is free if you're using the online version, and it has over 18 different brush tools that will let you make a more advanced digital art. But it is helpful if you have a computer mouse. It is also helpful if you feel comfortable with frustration. It's going to take you a few minutes to acclimate and learn. So I give you that warning and two other options. These pictures are live links. If you were to click it, it will bring you over to the video. And the videos are also on the participate page after the apps. So this is a hot link to the JS Paint app that will let you digitally draw. Here is an app link to the auto draw, and you can see my last saved image. Auto draw saves the last thing that you were working on, and it will pull it up on your device. It does not switch to another device, meaning if I opened this auto draw up on my iPad, it's not going to pull up the image that I did on my computer here. Then you have Sketchpad. Sketchpad is also going to pull up the last thing you worked on. This is the last thing that I worked on in the demo video that I made. And again, if I pull it up on another device, it's not going to pull up that picture. You should not rely on the browsers saving what you have. You want to go to File, Save, or download a picture before you close the browser. So you'll notice there's a number 2 because here are additional links, and these are the videos that were in the one page participate, or the one page easy, medium, hard, but I wanted you to also have the separate links. This drawing one goes over how to do figures and how to start designing characters out of just with pencil, pen, traditional materials. You can use that for comic stylings. Then we have the JS Paint that goes over the process of digitally painting figures and logos. We have the Auto Draw, which is going to show you 2 different ways to make logos using just the drawing feature and the artificial intelligence feature that helps you select images. And lastly, we have the Sketchpad tutorial. You'll notice this tutorial is 26 minutes long. If you'd like to follow along, you can also try just pausing the video and testing out a few tools, come back to the video and play it, then pause it again as you see fit. But you can also choose to skip along these videos, any tutorial video, honestly. If you feel like, okay, I understand this, jump ahead. Jump a minute, jump 2 minutes. If you feel like, wait, I'm kind of confused, go ahead and step back. I go through tutorial videos quickly by myself all the time. So you are in control of how you want to make and what you want to design. Have fun!